Hey guys, welcome back to Chamberlain Family Farms. So we're going to be doing some more fence. Alright, first you're going to take this, you're going to slide it down. We'll go about right there. You'll want to put it in between these two notches. You'll take this. It's got these here. What you do is you slide this there, put it down. Ain't going nowhere. And then for this, now this is the flat one. And all we're going to do is we're going to put a T-post here and a T-post over here. And we'll put another T-post right here in the center, and it'll come straight out into the other one. And all this is going to do is just going to keep tension on this side. Now the other side of the fence, we're going to just hook it up to the old fence. So we got some of these old posts. I'm going to use them as a cross member, just because we need to use them up anyway. So there we go. Like I said, we'll put the fence here. It'll have tension on it, and we'll just either staple it onto that post for the sheep pen, or we'll just rewire it around the cattle fencing over here. Now we're only going to go about 6 to 8 feet apart, so the closer you got them together, the stronger the fence is. Alright, get this side down. All we got to do now is stretch the fence. So those of you who are new to the channel, this guy right here, this is our little ram. His name is Butthead. So if you go back and watch some of our older videos, old Butthead, he likes to ram you when you get in there, but he really does a good job protecting his woman and his baby. So, and this is their second sheep that they had together. This is a little ram. Now I haven't named this one or this one, but this little baby ram here, he will be for sale here soon, or trade for another hair or wool of sheep. Let's try this. So this is the winch. It's got to hit the out. Well, turn the key a little more. All right. So Almost, baby. That's good enough. Okay. Woohoo! Turn that key off before we drain the battery. Yeah. Alright. Now bear with me because I'm doing all this one-handed today, so that way you guys can kind of see what's going on. So we got all three of them hooked into the fence. This is a fence puller. For those who don't know, this is my winch. Got to take this off. That's how I was keeping it standing up. Come on, baby. There we go. I need to keep a little tension on that until it gets started. Now we'll turn the old key on. And in we go. Get this tension out of here. Come on, baby. Alright, starting to pull my four-wheeler now, so that's probably about all we're going to get. Grab the fence pliers. A couple more in this bag. Grab the fence clips. And off we go. Alright, so I got this section done, and as you can see, about from there on up is straight, but like these last three, in between these last three posts is kind of swayed. Well, whenever we hook this fence up to here and we go to pull it, as you can see, it's going to straighten it out. So, and the tension, it'll just keep staying tight on down from here on out on at the top there. I got this and connected already on one side. I went ahead and I clipped because this here there just wasn't enough wire where I could go around this. So I clipped that, and then after we get the clips on, I'll come back and we'll get this done. Now I want you to see something. You can see I started like on the third hole up here. Then it comes down to the second hole. Then it comes down to the first there at the very bottom. And that was intentional because, like I said, we're going up a hill now. So if you kept it straight, what would happen is you'd have one side where it'd be all floppy and the other side would be extremely tight. But by doing it like this, now it's tight on top and bottom. So remember that whenever you're doing hills. I was going to start putting some posts in the ground and get that gate attached to that building. But with it being so close to this pond, and I've been seeing some fish jump, man, the temptation is just too great. I'm going to have to try it. At least throw a couple in, right? Son of a gun. Well, I've put it in there a few times, nothing, so even though they're still jumping, water's just too murky and I better get stuff done. At least I got my lure wet. Alright, so I know this is a short section, but it's going to take me a while to do it because I'm using these. Now these are bigger posts, And so I'm gonna have to pretty much dig 2 holes for just one of these posts. Now the reason we want big on these is because we went to the farm store and that's what they had at the time. Otherwise we just got some 4x4 posts. But it don't make it bad, because these posts will probably outlast the fence, to be honest with you. So it's not a bad thing, less maintenance. And I'd rather have them here than up there, because somebody could run into them up there with the car or truck or something. So that'll be easy to replace if I need to. This won't. So here we go. All right, so this is the hinge. As you can see, use the drill. Now, whenever you do this, you want to make sure that the width doesn't go all the way out past the threads. So you just want it where the meat of it is, okay? And it's okay to get one that's a little bit smaller and just kind of waller it out just a little bit. Not too much, because if you waller it out too much, it'll just fall. The gate will fall. You want to make sure it's going to have a good bite like this. Then you'll need a long adjustable wrench is what I use. And after you get it started, just go on in. Now this hinge, whenever it's done, you want it sticking up. The top one, you want it sticking down. And normally I put 2 poles with a cross member kind of coming out to connect the two. But since this is down in deep clay, and I mean you can't even hardly shake it, it's in there so daggone tight. I don't really see a need, since it's so big around. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So we're just going to go ahead and just use 1 wood post for this, 1 wood post for over there to connect it. And then we can go back to using metal fencing, metal post. And like I said in my previous videos, you can, if you want your gate up, you'll want this out further than the top. You want the top further in, and it'll kind of raise the end up. But it just depends on what kind of ground you got, whether it's flat or if you got a hill going up or you're going down the hill, it just depends. So you'll have to make that call. Some people, they like their fence to actually drag the ground, which, I mean, I kind of get, because if something hits it, like an animal or something, it ain't gonna move the gate whatsoever. Especially if you got like big cows or horses or something. But if it's touching the ground, this is steel. It's gonna rust. And it'll rust apart down there on the bottom. So I prefer to have it up usually. Unless it's just an old gate that I really don't care about. And I know I'm gonna end up replacing it anyway in a few years. But for a new fence that you just spent, I don't know, anywhere from 200 to, I mean, it just depends on what kind of fence you get. They got them really expensive. But keeping off the ground, that's going to save you work later on. And yeah, I know there's a gap there, and that dog could get through there and rabbits get through there, but we're still going to put fencing over the gate after we get all the fence done. We'll come back, put that horse fence on the gate, and nothing to be able to go through it or under it, hopefully. All right, I think we're going to leave it there. I left just a few thread right here where I could take the gate back off and bring it in a little bit. Now up here on this hole, now I'll probably go all the way where you can't even see the thread, because like I said, I kind of want the end to go up just a touch. Now if it's too much, I'll go through here and I can either push this in, which is what I'll probably do, or I can back this thread off. Either one works. So all right, so I want to show you, this is for the top one. Here's that bit. Now you kind of see that there's still going to be thread for it to stick to. So, and like I said, I usually kind of waller the end out a little bit just so I can get this in there enough to actually start getting a good grip. So like I said, you can waller it out a little bit to get it started. Sometimes you just take your wrench or hammer and just kind of tap on a little bit to get it going and just kind of force it to thread. To each their own. Oh, you also want to try to make sure you drill straight in. You don't want it cocked this way or cocked down, you know. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time getting this gate on there. And if you do that, what you're probably going to have to do is you're going to have to re-drill it. Move it over a little bit. And if you move one, you're probably going to have to move the other one. I mean, there's a little bit of gap where you can move, but this gate here, the bottom's stationary. It won't move up or down. Once it's on there, it's on. The only movable part is for the top one. So, really don't want to screw up on these if you can help it. And if you're doing wood post, you can get treated. Treated does help. The old timers used to put linseed oil on all their wood. Of course, you have to do it like every year, every other year, including your barns and stuff, barn wood. Most people now, they just paint them, which I do recommend doing one or the other. I mean, yeah, just because it's cedar or pine or something like that, they will last longer anyway because they have like an elasticity in it. But eventually it will rot down. And something else you can do, figure out how deep you're going to have it, and you can actually burn part of your wood, charcoal it, and that'll also help preserve it too. You can even do the whole thing if you want. Another thing the old timers used to do, which I've not done this yet, I want to learn how, but they used to like soak it in water and something else, maybe lime or something, and it would actually petrify it, turn it into stone, like the bottom half, you know, and it lasts for about ever. I mean, rock lasts for a long time. So then I've also seen too, to help preserve your post, some people, they put like a plastic cap or a metal cap, piece of metal on the top of it to keep the water, because it's a flat part that's going to hold it and it's going to soak in there. Then in winter times it'll freeze and crack and stuff. And some people swear by that. So, and then some people, they'll cut like a 45 just so it'd run off quicker. But eventually it's still gonna rot, guys. Eventually. But if you guys are trying to save work in the future, especially if you're 40 years old and you know in 20 years you're gonna have to come out here and do it again, it's better to just do it right the first time. And maybe your kids or grandkids will have to do it then. It is turning in just a little bit. It is making a touch. We can do two things here. Like I said, we can go ahead and put another post, and then put one connecting them, bolt it together. It ain't gonna go nowhere. We can dig that back out around there, pour concrete, take the gate off, let it set up. That usually works fine. Or one that most people don't know is you can get some like big rocks or stones and just have somebody push this back where it goes. Drive them stones right in there. And just put as many as you can. Just drive them in until you can't drive anymore. And I promise you, we've done that at my parents' house I don't know how many times. Because they got like a lot of big rocks laying around. And guys, them posts ain't going nowhere. So that's probably what we're going to do with this. This here is an apple tree I planted last year. Grew from seed. And I got another one right here. Which look like something's been eating at this one. Probably them rabbits. See, it's gnawed down there, gnawed here. Looks like it's even gnawed a little bit right there. So, hopefully this fence will help that. And the fence is going to be about right here, as you can see. So we'll be able to swing it without hitting this or hit that one. So I think it's about the perfect spot for it.
It is a cold morning, but we are getting this fence done.
Hi, I'm Wee.
Haha. He's got jokes. We're gonna put the dogs outside, out the backyard for the first time with the fence. Come on, Bobo. Come on, Minnie. Minnie's not so sure about it yet. Come on, Minnie. There you go. Now you can run around and play. She's just going to chase the sheep.
We hope you enjoyed watching Chamberlain Family Farms. You can contact us at chamberlainff@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook, Chamberlain Family Farms. We hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe.